Hey guys, I have an absolutely awesome video on marketing for you today on what you're doing wrong and kind of how to stop second guessing yourself, because I'm going to show you the quickest and easiest way to not have to worry, did I do the right thing with this marketing campaign? Did I spend the right amount of money and spend it on the right strategy, right? Because a lot of you are stressing out. I only have X amount of dollars, which way should I spend it? So let's put it this way. You can't be good at everything at once. Nobody can be good at doing all sorts of things all at the same time. So a lot of times people bring me their business plans. It looks like this. 25 bandit signs a week, 100 mailers a week, 50 sites, classified sites. I'm going to call X amount of FSBOs, right? I'm going to, make this many MLS offers, and it's kind of broken down like that, and it's really compartmentalized, and it looks like a strict schedule that's easy to follow. Now the problem with this is you're never going to learn how to do all these great because you're so focused on doing so many things at once. Now I know there's a lot of loose opinions and a lot of loose talk at all the REI clubs and the local communities about, oh, well, so-and-so's doing this and we're doing this and we're doing this, but you're never really going to know if they're being successful at it or if they're just talking a big game. And most of them, they're just running their mouth, right? So don't listen to them. Do what works, and that's everything, but not everything at once, if that makes sense. Everything works, right? Every different strategy works, but pick one and do it over and over and over, because it's not which strategy you do, it's how much of it you do. It's all about volume, 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 volume. We get deals from all sorts of different ways, but we slowly moved up to where we systematize our business to do all of them at once. As you're beginning out, you don't have any systems. So how do you get great at something? Well, you practice. You practice, 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 and when you're sick and tired and you can't do it anymore, you ramp it up and you practice harder because you're a champion, right? So it looks like this. You start out, you're horrible at something. You're really, really bad at it. Then you start getting better. Then you get to be okay, and then average, then good, then great. Then you're excelling at a high level, and now you're world class. And when you're world class, which is the goal, people travel around the world or contact you around the planet to work with you. That's where you want to get to, and you can't get there doing everything at once. So let's look at sports as a good example, right? Nobody can be world class at football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse. It just doesn't happen. Nobody can do it. Nobody will do it ever, and it's never happened before, right? Okay, well, I know a lot of you are like, well, what about Bo Jackson? What about Bo Jackson, Connor? What about Bo? Well, what about Bo? You know Bo Jackson was an alien. Everybody knows he wasn't human because nobody, I'm telling you, nobody can throw a baseball from the outfield fence all the way to home plate without it touching the ground. It just can't be done. So let's just forget about Bo Jackson and get back to marketing, because this is about changing your life and getting off the ground and getting to where you're going quicker. So let's look at it like this. Say y'all have been experimenting on X amount of different things for marketing. Now I hope you've been tracking your leads, because you should be always tracking your leads, right? Your CPL, your cost per lead. And if you're not doing the business right, because how are you going to know what to allocate and delegate your future marketing dollars to if you don't know how many leads you're bringing in per dollar spent? You're going to have to start tracking these things if you are doing lots of little things at once. But I'm trying to teach you how to not do that when you're starting your business, because all y'all start out with a limited dollar amount to market. But let's just say you tracked a few other things. For example purposes, let's say you have $5,000. You're going to spend $1,000 on signs, $1,000 on mailers, $1,000 on internet ads, $1,000 on classifieds, or whatever you're doing, right? Break it up into 5 different strategies. Now track them all. Say you got 15 leads from one, 10 from another, 8 from another, 2 from another, and 1 from another. You got 2 monetized deals out of all those different strategies, right? But they came from the one where you got 2 leads, and the one from you got 1 lead. Now ask everybody, where are you going to spend your next $5,000? Where are you going to spend it? And I get all sorts of different answers. Well, I'm going to spend all $5,000 on the deal where I got 1 deal but 1 lead. Well, I'm going to split $2,500 between the 2 deals and the 1 deal, or the 2 leads and 1 deal and the 1 lead and 1 deal, right? Well, I'm still going to do 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, because people think diversification is the right way to go. Well, here's the problem: is that's all variance. The chances that you do put $5,000 over here and get 5 more leads because you're getting $1 or 1 lead per 1,000 is not likely that you're going to get 5 more deals. And the chances that you put all 5,000 over here at 15 leads per 1,000, which if you're staying consistent will be about 75 leads, I think. All right, you may have to double check me on that, but the odds that you don't get more than 1 deal out of those 75 leads is not likely either. So which one do you go for? You go for the one you're getting the most leads per dollar spent. So you go for the one you got 15 leads on and take all 5,000 and throw it at that lead generation technique, right? Because in my personal business, we get about 1 deal that we monetize out of every 15 leads right now that comes into our office. And sometimes that varies at times. So that would equate to 5 deals over here, right? And over here, if we're getting 5 leads out of $5,000, you can see that we're getting less than 1 deal per that strategy. But the odds that because of variance, you were able to see that sometimes you can get a deal with a small amount of marketing. Like one time we put out 7 signs and we got a deal. There's other times we put out 1,500 signs and don't get a deal. But how do you get out of those long stretches? Volume. You volume your way out of marketing problems, right? So if you don't have a lot of money, how are you going to do that, right? Well, you find things that are free. Craigslist ads, knocking on doors, going to REI clubs looking for joint venture deals, right? And do it with all your time and all your energy until it works. So that's the problem with a lot of y'all is you're trying to do too many things at once. Pick one thing, do it over and over until it works, and then you scale out of it. So say you start doing band signs, they start working, you bring in more money, you're growing, and then all of a sudden you get to where you're leveraged completely out where you can't do more than 2,000 signs at a time. Now you can bring in something else. Or you can get to where you have more monetary, where you have more money coming in, right? So you can just spend more money on stuff. Then you can spend some of that money on something that takes a little bit amount of time, but costs more money, like a billboard or radio ads. Like you can go down to the radio station and film some radio ads today and put them up there, and they're running tomorrow, but it costs a lot of money. So it's either you spend a lot of money in a little bit amount of time, or a lot of time with no money. So I hope that helps because you're so distracted and you're always second guessing yourself. I should have spent my money on this instead of that. You got to change that thought process anyways, because that's a negative mindset, and you're always going to be stressed out if you're thinking that. Because if you're second guessing yourself, it's going to be a heavy weight of the world on your shoulders at all times. Just make a decision, trust yourself, believe in yourself, go forward, and then if it doesn't work out, just take it on the chin, get up, and prepare yourself for your next marketing campaign. Because a lot of y'all have a real fear after spending a good amount of money and not getting a deal to pull that trigger again, right? And I know it's tough. There's a big fear barrier there. If you go spend $3,000 on a mail campaign and all these gurus are telling you mail it again, it's tough to pull that trigger. You have to just understand that that's how marketing is. Sometimes it's going to hit, sometimes it's going to not. So you have to be consistent, and the way you get out of a marketing problem is more volume. You're not going to get out of it by not putting out more marketing. I can guarantee you that. So I hope these little tips help. I hope to see you back. And when I see you again, I'll have more information that's going to help you in your real estate business.